There it is. All right.
So how do we kick it off?
So, fuck, I don't know. Never done this before. What do you think? Should it start like, hey everybody, welcome.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
that? Like,
yeah, do it.
Nah, man. So this is the, what are we calling this? The Pondcast? Is that what we're calling this?
It's gonna be called the Pondcast from here on out.
It's coming straight from us, from Chicago and LA simultaneously, simulcast. Right?
Yeah, and we don't have an East Coast contingent at the moment, but maybe
Nah,
possibly
we'll get
in the
there.
future.
Oh, you know what? But also, fuck the East Coast, right?
Well, I mean, technically, we're both born and raised on the East Coast.
Yeah,
so
and bailed.
40 plus years there should probably
true.
count.
So yeah, I guess that's a good start. I'm Mike Fernandez. I've been doing video production for like 10 years. I live in Chicago, and we're starting this thing, Pawn Collective. We're starting, me and J-Roll. So go ahead, J-Roll. Who are you?
J-Roll San Jose. I am a former wedding photographer, currently changing my career path and my passions to photojournalism, which is why, again, Mike had already said, we are starting Pawn Collective, which is going to be bringing issues to light.
Yeah, and we can be real. I mean, both of us still need to make money, so we'll probably still be doing that, right?
Sure. And I think as far as Pawn Collective goes, we both need to make a living, so we understand that we have to actually work as well. But hopefully at some point Pawn Collective can be funded. Maybe we can fund it. Maybe somebody loves the idea. They want to fund it, anything like that. But it's kind of just bringing what other lives... And, like, I don't want to say we only want to focus on stories that are about suffering and things like that, but...
Right,
it's
good
just
stories too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do good stories, and we just want to show what is outside of the bubble of, say, Los Angeles and Chicago and New York, you know, because
right.
we all live in a bubble, and the more I get into journalism and everything, I'm starting to realize, hey, like, I'm lucky. I'm by far won the lottery somewhere down the line, and there are other people living just insane other lives.
That's what it is too. It's a lottery. I pulled the right straw, so here I am. I get to we get to fucking buy whatever Fuji camera we want. And,
yeah.
You know,
like deciding to get on the internet and talk to you and film each other.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta use that. You gotta use that luck. That you know what they call it, privilege, whatever.
Yeah, privilege. Yeah.
Gotta use it. Gotta use it well, right? So that's.
Yeah, and I think that too. We want to. We have skills that goes well with storytelling, and we want to be able to use it for the good. And, some people get to be doctors, some people get to be nurses, teachers. For us, we're visual storytellers. So
yeah, let's use what we got, right?
Got to.
So, and I think, that's, I guess the point is like, we want to make these, we were talking about how you talk about this stuff that we've been doing and talking about to other people, and it's like people don't want to hear it. It's
hard to talk about.
It's hard to talk about. It's hard to hear. So let's try to make it a little more interesting, a little more fun. Mm-hmm. Let's try to make it look good, and also focus on the happy stuff too. People like that more. You know? I mean, it's but
I think too, as far as our projects and our things, we want them to be conversation starters or conversation pieces, you know, like you want somebody to say, hey, I saw, this photo by these guys, and then that maybe sparks a conversation that leads to somebody telling somebody something they don't know, and then maybe they're like, oh, maybe you change someone's opinion on something, maybe you change someone's life. Either way, you're pushing the knowledge forward.
Yeah, every time you mention it, maybe like 5 people go, I don't want to talk about that. But maybe one person goes, I didn't know about that. Maybe they don't even want to talk about it right away, but they, now it's in their head, and that's kind of what happened to me. So I can see that happening. Anyway, So we'll also, like, me and you, like, we're gonna figure out what this is more as we move on. But right now, it's like follow the stories we find interesting, and number 2, most important, figure out a way to fund that. because
Yep.
that is the hardest part. So we're doing that. And here, I just wanted to say, I feel like this, casting is so self-indulgent, and I think that's something that people don't admit, right? They think like, I'm giving you good stuff. I think we're just going to use this right now as a platform for us to talk out our ideas, and we have these meetings weekly anyway, right? So we might as well just do it online, and if people find it interesting and get our story out in this way, then hey, let's do it. But I think
maybe somebody will hear it.
Right.
Maybe they'll have something to give to us, either or.
Right, exactly. And if you want to get involved, I mean, it's called Pawn Collective because I think in the future we both agreed it's like this. If we can make this into something that more people are involved with, then I don't know how that happens, but we do it, and we do it, and it'll be cool.
For sure.
So yeah, this is just going to be sort of us like downloading all of our thoughts and talking about our current projects, talking about our future projects, and we're film guys and photo guys, so we're going to be talking about gear every once in a while too. So that's kind of what it'll be. Probably all the time. I mean, it'll probably be hard not to. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's. I guess let's just move into it because I don't know. We could talk about that forever.
Yeah. So right now, the news is super into the family separation issue and border and immigration issues. A lot of it has to do with abolishing ICE. As you can see, you watch the news. I think today in Portland, the cops were actually dismantling the encampment that they had today. Here in LA, we've had
Are they
one.
doing
They've
that?
been there.
Are they doing that like actively, like kicking people, picking people up and kicking them out?
I think so. Yeah, I was on Facebook and somebody was posting a live feed of it, and there's obviously protesters there, but the encampments are getting torn down up there.
Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here!
Which is surprising because, like, I don't know. I don't know what Portland cops are like. No, but I never hear anything about them. But the LA one, the encampment's still there. They were there last night, I guess.
Yeah.
I heard from a journalist that people were dancing, celebrating 4th of July ish. Not 4th of July, but that's whatever you want to say. But they were there. That encampment's still there.
Die.
Yeah. And everyone is talking about ICE and their prerogative of just taking immigrants and illegals out of the country, putting them in detainment centers. These places are profiting off these people because they're privately owned.
Yeah, I'd say most people hear about this family separation thing, and just to bounce off of that, and people talk about how they've been doing this stuff since Obama, and it's like, first of all, they haven't been separating families since Obama. We know that. People say that shit, but they're liars. And they have been detaining families during Obama and now. Still doesn't make it right. I wasn't aware of it because I just didn't care, like most people, which is fine.
Right.
But yeah, they're detaining families. And he signed this thing to stop separating families. It's still detaining families for an inordinate amount of time. So this is still not fixed. It's still a problem. And I think what the other thing that you just mentioned that I think a lot of people don't notice is that these companies are making so much money, millions of dollars off of just detaining people for no reason. Like, is that really, even if you don't want immigrants in your country, you really want corporations making millions of dollars off of treating families like shit? Like, I don't, like, nobody wants that.
They do.
Do they? Right? I mean, I don't know, maybe.
They do want it. They're doing it, so they do want it. Other issue with the family separation, they have not been keeping up with these people. So a lot of these families are separated and will not be able to come back together because nobody is keeping a dossier of who and what and why, like where these families come from. So the issue of bringing them back together, yes, I think California ordered something like 30 days or something, 90 days, but I doubt anything will come of it.
I mean, Trump jumped in and did this thing without any plan, so that's why we're here, right? He jumped in and was like, let's just fucking do it, and no plan behind it at all, and that's what happens when you have people who don't know what the hell they're doing.
Sure.
So it's even worse than it could. It's even worse. It was bad before. It's even worse now. So good for them for. That sucks. They're kicking them out. I mean, good for them for camping out there.
Yeah.
You took some pictures over there, right?
I was there for I visited it twice. I don't know how it is now.
I haven't been to a thing like that yet, and I know we were talking about wanting to go to the Line 3, which we can talk about a little bit later. But what was it like?
It's interesting. Like so there are people who organize it, and know how to lead these encampments and what to do when the law comes. And basically the whole idea is these people get the community to join, and then they pass on that knowledge to the community, and the leaders end up leaving and leave it to the community to keep it going.
Yeah, right.
So they have to basically understand the law, understand what they're doing is safe and right, and know what to do when cops do come, and they probably will at some point. They're out right outside of the detention center. The detainees always flicker their lights, shine their cell phones through the windows to show that they know that the people are there.
That's crazy, man. That's so crazy.
It's fucked. It's sad.
So fucked
the
up.
first time I saw that, my heart sank. I felt for these people. Just it's not fair. It's not fair.
No, not at all. Yeah, they shouldn't have to live their lives in a fucking old Walmart. It's just insane.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can get into it more too, right? I mean, it's just they just want to work. It's so stupid.
It's a laundry list of
laundry list of reasons. We can talk about it another. We can talk about another one. Maybe we can do more. And that's another thing we can talk about. We can do more specific, laser focused podcasts, right? Just go, hey, let's talk about immigration and why this whole thing is so moronic. But we'll get into that later. On the next on the list, you got abortion. As long as you're cool with moving on.
Yeah.
Abortion. So they basically what's going on, right? They the Justice Kennedy stepped down, which is fucked because he couldn't. He's a Democrat, and he should have waited until we had a Democratic president, but he didn't because he's possibly got some conflicts of interest. And now this puts Roe v. Wade right on the chopping block, right? I mean. I am of the thought that come the end of the year, we're going to have 12 to 20 states with abortion laws gone. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
Sure.
Because if they can't overwrite Roe v. Wade, then they're going to give the states the ability to do it individually. And then we've already got 12 states who basically it's already illegal. They're just going to put it on the books. So.
And they're I think something like Texas using the gag law or whatever, where they physically can't speak of it. They're not, and they place these abortion centers like Planned Parenthood in far away places to where the people that live in the rural areas can't even get to these places to get abortions and whatnot.
One thing I wanted to talk about was the Ocasio-Cortez. She's obviously getting, a ton of news because she, if anybody doesn't know, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez won the Democratic primary in the Bronx in New York. She will probably win the main election because that's always a Democratic place. So
there's almost no chance she'll lose.
She's not going to lose. No, I mean, there's no way.
Just no.
They just always go Democrat. That's just how it is. So, I mean, which is good. People are being assholes about it, though. The one thing I just wanted to bring up was, so we can talk about this on another one as well. But I went down the fucking rabbit hole of those guys like Baked Alaska, those fucking stupid.
The trolls.
The trolls. There's these guys called the Proud Boys. Have you seen anything about them?
The Proud Boys. I've heard of the Proud Boys. I've never seen anything they've done.
They were just in the news because they beat up a bunch of, I guess, Antifa guys. I don't know what the hell these people are doing.
Cool.
Yeah, right. And they're just bragging about it online. So I randomly ended up on one of those guys' Twitter accounts. It's just so insane. They're just so insane. He posted about Ocasio-Cortez, and he goes, what did he say? He was like, hot bartender from the Bronx only wins the Bronx because it's Latino now, or something. And it's like...
Oh.
Nice, dude. So, yeah, obviously, whatever. Fuck you, he's a troll. But I was just crazy blown away by how all the comments on it were, hot? I don't think so. Maybe like a low-red Rosario Dawson or something. And it's like, you fucking guys wish. You wish. I just think it's insane that that's what they focus on. Oh, she's not that hot. What? That's I was like, and literally, I wouldn't have mentioned it unless it was 90% of the comments were like,
every comment we're talking about how sexy she was.
She's not even that hot. Maybe if I was drunk. It's like,
Oh,
Damn it!
oh, really? So they obviously don't care.
No,
They're just sad,
sad
that
assholes.
she won
Yeah.
by fucking knocking on every fucking door in Brooklyn to fucking win this thing, dude.
It's insane. It's just so stupid.
It's those people are out of their minds.
Yeah, like what's wrong with them? That's what I wanted. That's what I was thinking last night. Like, what is wrong with you?
I feel like they're just trolls. They just say shit to get people, like, whether they believe it or not. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not sure, but they say whatever it takes to get a rise out of people, and it's like it's dumb. It's absolutely dumb.
Such a waste of your life, man. Why are they wasting their lives just being?
They got nothing else.
Just pissing people off on the internet. That's it. That's what you want to do with your life. Okay.
Yeah, they got nothing else.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up one more thing too.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Yesterday, was it yesterday? It was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. The Rally for the Right was announced in Washington, D.C. August 12th and 13th. For everyone that doesn't know, I might have to look up his name. This is the guy.
Spencer.
Richard Spencer.
Richard Spencer,
okay.
yeah. Nazi.
Richard Spencer. He's the guy that organized the wonderful Charlottesville one from last year.
Went so well.
It went so well. The Pulitzer Prize-winning photo came out of it for the terror of the car running over the leftists.
My God.
Actually, in the news, Charlottesville denied his rally, so now he's taking Charlottesville to court because he believes he should be able to have it there. Right? What do you think?
Court? Good luck, dude. Guess what? Guess what? I don't care how much you think. I don't care how much you think what you should do is like a legal right and you should be able to march. People don't want people ran over by cars in their town. They just don't want. It doesn't matter what they believe. They could be super right wing. They just don't want the news of somebody that got hit by a fucking car in their town. So I don't think that they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna change their mind, Richard Spencer. But whatever.
If hopefully they don't buckle, because if they do buckle and do give it to him, I feel like this will feed. Okay, as long as they don't buckle.
I don't think so.
The big ones in DC. If anyone wants to,
I have a feeling.
I have
a feeling DC is gonna fuck their ass up too. I mean,
good.
Again, they don't want somebody run over by a goddamn car in the middle of DC during a Unite the Right rally. Like they don't want that. That's not, and nobody wants that. So. Whatever.
I thought that was funny.
That is so funny. That is insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they're suing Charlottesville. That's so fucking funny.
And it's like, bro, it was fine. It was totally fine. It wasn't my fault.
We just want to do it again.
We want to do it again. Okay.
Run over another person.
God.
Own another Antifa. You own them. Own the libs.
Yeah, just get them.
Own the libs, bro.
God.
They're so stupid. All right. Yeah. So let's go over the projects we're working on right now.
Okay. Our current project right now, it was kind of on a whim. This is something that I had been semi-working on. I was taking a photojournalism class, and I was trying to find a story for my class. And the story I ended up coming up with my teacher was saying something, and it kind of just sparked in my head, was just kids that were born in refugee camps. So I found this place, Little Haiti, was getting in contact with them, didn't hear from them for 6 months, kept bugging them, emails, no answer. And then finally, after about 6 emails, Gustavo, who owns the shelter,
my man Gustavo,
just writes, "Just come. See you later." That's it.
He's just too busy. He's so busy. This guy, just this reference, man. He's running this church, Embajadores de Jesus, and it's in the middle of, I'm telling you, nowhere. In the middle of nowhere, Mexico. And he is working his ass off housing. How many guys are there? 50 more?
I think it's about 50.
50 plus?
Probably 50-ish.
50-ish.
Yeah, 50 plus.
And they're living in the church. Some of them are living in some houses they've built so far. The shanty town they're starting to build up. But they're living in the balcony of the church.
Granted, he also has a family. So I know I don't have kids. I don't have a family. But I have friends who have kids and families. And those are people I rarely see. So I can only imagine the amount of time that is spent on his daily life where he probably doesn't have any alone time, honestly. So yeah, we went. It was kind of I would say probably our first project as the Pawn Collective. There were some ups and downs, some things we wish we could have gotten, would have gotten, should have said.
Yeah, I think for the first one, well, it's not. I think we had the beta program, which was that Serve to Unite video we did for Nation Swell. Mm-hmm. I'll give that a shout out. I guess we'll put a link or something. But is that how you do it? You say put a link. I put a link below,
and then you put the link right there.
Put a link right here. The link's gonna go right there.
Something like that.
I don't know where it's gonna go. So. We did that, which was like we followed Arno Michaelis and Pardeep Singh Kalika. They run a Milwaukee group, Serve to Unite, which Arno is an ex-white supremacist who straight up committed awful crimes and was in a band and recruited people into the Hammer Skin, which is like the largest white supremacist, or was the largest white supremacist organization. He came out of it, and Pardeep Singh Kalika was this guy who his temple was shot up by a white supremacist, and his dad died in that shooting, and through the two of them came together, created Serve to Unite, and we did a whole shot a whole documentary on it for Nation Swell, which they just released, so we'll put a link. And we also, I made a video of Pardeep taking us through the shooting, which I think was really awesome. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I can get them to let me post that. That's the one thing I want to check out.
I think they will. Yeah, so that was our beta, which came out great. Thank you, Nation Swell, to whoever worked on it and edited. They did a great job.
Yeah, it did. It was good.
And then thank you to Arno and Pardeep, obviously, for letting us into their lives and sharing all their stories and all that good stuff. Okay, so Mike, for you, as far as what was you might have already said it, but what was the most startling thing for you coming into this project? Like
I said, it was just how impoverished the whole thing is, and just how bad off they were. I think I wasn't ready for that, and getting around that area was a little bad. As we know, we got a little bit of got a little tense at some point, but just because it's so different. I mean, it's just so, and I want to get used to it, but I'm dodging chickens in the road, and there's potholes the size of the tire, and hills.
Speaking of which, my tires are fucked.
Are they?
Sure. Yeah.
We should just. We should just rent a car next time.
Probably.
Right?
Probably.
I mean,
yeah, probably. The GTI is just not the kind of car you want to drive around on roads that aren't made for fucking racing.
Right.
It's fine. Right. It's fine.
We should just rent a car next time. It's not that expensive. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like we're gonna go to Puerto Rico. And we'll talk about that later, but we'll definitely rent a car for that. So. But yeah, I think it was just that, and I was also. I mean, I'm used to people in the worst situations are just some of the nicest people you'll ever run into, and I'm actually used to that. I've dealt with that before, and I don't remember exactly what, but they were just so nice, so welcoming. They were having a Father's Day feast when we got there, and I was blown away. The people who are the parishioners of the church, just come. Yeah, all these people live in our church, and it smells like complete garbage in here because 50 people live in a balcony. That's fine. Welcome to church. You guys are welcome here. And I was like,
And they offered us. Oh
yeah, food. I'm not. No, I don't.
I'm like, no.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm like, I am fine. I will not eat today. This is fine. I mean, maybe we should have taken the food. I don't know.
No, we definitely should have. But we were also we had no time to shoot. We had to take the time we had with Gustavo to get it. So I felt a little under the pressure. I mean, if it was like we were just chilling out, I would definitely eat with them. I mean, they made food and they wanted to offer it to us. I'm happy to enjoy it. But it's tough though too. I mean, we can talk about this. Both of us. I'm vegetarian. You're vegan. It's hard to deal with in those situations. I think we would just have to maybe. I mean, if you're going to be in a situation like that and you want to partake, you gotta just eat what
for
they
it.
have, right?
Well, that's what I was thinking too. Was like, will there be situations where, to me, food is like somebody offering you food is such a, I mean, it's such a great thing, right? I know, like, if a family member invites you for dinner, that's like, it's a privilege to be in there and like have their food. But like to be vegan and like they're offering me food and I'm like, I can't eat your food.
Yeah, right.
Makes me feel like an asshole, but
But maybe in those situations we give a pass because they're, I mean, I don't want to insult anyone. I don't know.
Sure.
We'll see.
I don't know. I can't get sick off the food either. That's the other thing. So.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. It's hard. It's hard. And if anybody has any, I would love to hear from people who have experience in this and know, like, what do they do? Do you just deal with it, or do you? I mean, I don't know. I would say most world travelers probably just eat everything because you have to in those situations. But
probably.
We'll cross those bridges when we get there, huh?
True.
And yeah, just to sort of like we can go into like a little bit of a post-mortem about like how we shot and what we would do differently next time, just to have it logged. But we've talked about this extensively. I mean, I don't know, but
yeah.
I think I wish we had a translator. I wish there were a bunch of questions that I had asked that I didn't get to ask. I don't know. What about you?
My big thing is I'm basically running as a second camera guy and the photo guy. So trying to find the balance between flip-flopping between video images and still images is something I'm going to have to get used to and learn, because there were definitely opportunities where I got these amazing photos, but it might have been worth it to have the amazing video footage more so. So it's going to be a balance of like, I'm going to have to prioritize, and I think
it's got to be double cameras, right? I mean, it's got to...
Yeah, that, and just, I don't know, like... I was asking myself this question the other day because I was thinking about it, and it's like, what is more powerful, right? A single image or a video like compilation? And if you were to have the same image in both, which would be more powerful? Somebody looking at the single image or somebody watching your video and seeing that image as a whole?
That's a tough question, actually, because I don't know the answer.
Right. So I think for me, as far as like things that need to be done better, I think maybe just shooting more in general. I think that's just going to be it. It's like for photo, picking my moments for photo and then the rest of the time shooting video, rather than shooting photo and then picking my moments for video. I think that
might be right. I think having two cameras, I think going X Pro 1, we're both Fuji shooters, so we'll get into that later. But yeah, going with the X Pro 1 for photos,
smart.
And then just shooting video on the XT2. I mean, I think eventually
XT2s. I had a second XT2 sitting at the house.
I know. I think eventually we gotta get an XH1 for you. I mean, I know that's a crazy expensive cost, but
right.
If we can get some funding or we can get some situation where it makes sense.
Well, it's true too. It'll be worth it. And the other thing, for us as far as learning process goes, is like the insurance thing and the equipment thing. Like, we didn't want to bring everything we had because, you know, when you hear about Tijuana, everyone just talks about, oh my God, it's so dangerous, blah blah blah.
Which is totally not true.
It's as dangerous as any bad city
I would feel worse in certain areas of Chicago than I did in downtown Tijuana. So.
Yeah, it has no difference.
No difference.
But again, that's another learning experience of like, bring everything you need.
I think when the chips are down, it might be a little interesting because the cops are obviously pretty corrupt, and I think it might be interesting to deal with some of that if we ever have to. But we got to figure out insurance. That's on the checklist, right? We got to figure out insurance.
We have to get it. I think it's just part of it, because if we do lose our stuff,
we got to pay. We got to get more. Yeah,
you can't work, and yeah, it's a small cost for a giant expense. So
yeah, we'll see. Well, I got to do more research on because I don't think we need it in perpetuity. I don't necessarily, but maybe I do want insurance all the time. I mean, it'd be good to have it even when I do my shoots, my corporate or whatever shoots that I do. Might be good to have too, so I got to look into that. And I wish we could insure it, together, but
Maybe we
We probably have to just separately insure our shit because
I don't know.
We don't even live near each other.
like split the cost, just put the shit on somebody's name. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know if we can claim it. Like, let's say you lose something in LA, can you claim it?
Right.
I'll look into it. We both got to look into it and figure it out. But anyway, yeah, and I think we got a lot of good stuff. I wish we had another day. I wish I had prepped a little bit more. So we're gonna do that next time.
It was actually only one full day of
Yeah.
shooting. It's not enough to tell the entirety of the story, but
I wish I could just buy a Chicago to LA like yearly pass where I can just fucking fly to LA anytime I want for free.
Hey, let's bring it up to them. Tell them we got an idea.
How much do you think that would be? I mean, they would want so much money for that, though. They'd want like,
I don't know, $5,000.
I would do it for $5,000. All you have to do is fly 10 times, probably.
People may go 10 times. People may not go 10 times. So
That's true.
win-win.
Movie pass for the air.
Okay. Any last thoughts on Little Haiti and this project?
I think we did. I think we got some really good stuff, and I think we're gonna have a video out. I'm trying to put something together that's like a quick 30-second thing for Instagram and YouTube and stuff. But I think ultimately we want to have a longer, couple-minute video that just sort of shows what these people are dealing with, what they're building, because that's like a big part of it is they're building a town. It's called Little Haiti because these people. As a little background, I mean, I don't know if we went through this actually, but there was the earthquake in Haiti, and all these people left, and they actually went to, like this woman explained that we interviewed, she went to Brazil first, and everybody was in Brazil. Then Brazil's economy tanked after the what was it after something recently, but it kind of tanked, and they didn't have any jobs for these people. So then they all went to Tijuana, and they went to Tijuana because they wanted to get into the United States. And as we will talk about in later episodes, we have plenty of jobs for these people. Plenty of jobs for these people. We have plenty of ability to absorb them. But they were turned away at the border, even though they're refugees. And they are stuck in Tijuana, and they decided to make the best of it because that's the kind of people they are. And they are building Little Tijuana. Gustavo's helping, which is just this little, it's going to be like a shanty town. But it's going to be a place for them to live and start a community and start to work and start to build something,
Something.
And the one thing I wanted to say that I found, and I think we'll find more, is you always hear these refugees and they say we're from Tijuana, we're from Ethiopia, Haiti, and it's terrible and it's bad, but I want to go back. At some point I would love to get back to my family. This one woman said she had 2 children in Haiti.
Everybody wants to go back home. That's just the gist of it.
That's true.
Like it. There's nothing like it.
Americans keep talking about, they want to be here. Everyone wants to be here. It's such a good country. Nobody wants to be away from their home unless they have absolutely no choice and nothing else. Then they'll do it. These people have nothing. They have absolutely nothing, and they still want to go back home. So I don't know.
Yeah,
don't delude yourself.
Listen to the if you want to say things like that, make sure you're looking at it. I mean, hey, go to one of these shelters and talk to these people. They will tell you themselves.
They do not want to be away from home.
Yeah, nobody wants to run away from where you grew up and where you're like. It just
so insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's good. You're gonna go back. I wish I could go with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Just quickly, the short idea is to get them working. I know most of these Haitians are working. We actually almost had 2 people working, and we're gonna find out now and find out later that this stuff is pretty much up in the air no matter what. These people are not tied to us. We are not paying anybody. Nobody like. That if somebody says one thing, it may not be what we want or even come to fruition. But I'm going to be going over there to go visit these maquiladores, which is maquilas. Anyway, they're the factories sit. These are the factories that sit on the border of Tijuana and San Diego. They were made in the 90s or of some sort so that the big corporations could pay lower wages but still get their products right into America almost instantly. And I believe this is where a lot of the Haitians are probably working because a lot of these factories pay the lowest wages. So, and that goes for all around the world.
Yeah, because these corporations, like we said, it's just like, hey, we could just build the factory across the border and pay people even less. We already pay them pretty low in America. But what if we could pay them even less money?
Just put it on the other side of the wall.
Boom.
Man, it's perfect. Anyway.
Pennies on the dollar.
That's the idea for now. And hopefully you can see some images and stuff from that.
We met some awesome people, but we met Renaud. Renaud was one of the Haitians, and he was kind of hesitant to interview, but we did get an interview with him, so you'll see him. And he was supposed to take us to work with him the next day. He dodged us, which I get. You don't want two dudes following you around all day.
People fucking following you.
But just say that. Don't get my hopes up, Renaud.
I know, but...
Don't get my hopes up, Renaud.
Gustavo
I wanted to go
was
to work.
Pushing it, yeah.
Yeah, Gustavo was really pushing him, so, whatever. So hopefully you can get some people working. That would be amazing. It would be amazing if you could get one of them working, but I don't know if you're planning on going to the refugee camp again.
I do.
You do? Okay, cool.
At least get her at the flea market. If I could get her at the
that
flea
would be
market,
awesome. That would be awesome. Man, I can't believe we didn't find her. We looked for her. Forever.
We could do a BTS podcast after the video.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
And we could talk all shit.
Yeah, perfect. Did you? Maybe we should do a BTS on the. Maybe we should do a BTS on the Serve to Unite video.
Sure.
Post a link.
Sure.
That would be fun.
We can make that the next one, the next podcast.
Just watch it and talk through the shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Well, let's talk. I wanted to quickly just mention our next project is going to be Puerto Rico. We're going to Puerto Rico to talk about the issues there. We're going to focus it around some coffee farmers and a like nonprofit that's been giving coffee to Puerto Rico so that these like places can stay in business, these coffee shops, because they employ so many people. Yeah. So it's really nice of them. It's an awesome program, and it's really indicative of the problems in Puerto Rico, the import problems, the fact that they haven't gotten any aid that's necessary to get some of these farms back on their feet, and how coffee takes 2 to 3 years for coffee to mature to a level that they're comfortable selling. Yeah. So they're trying to get them through this time with some free coffee, and we're going to try to cover that. We have a lot of connections. We got a lot of people in Puerto Rico and some people here. The guy who started it is in Chicago. He runs Metric Coffee. So he Xavier was his name. What a cool name. He's ready. He's ready to get interviewed. So I can't wait to do it.
The coffee thing, and we're hoping to uncover a little bit more about what some dub as disaster capitalism, and that's a thing. A lot of we've been talking with other people who are covering this, and that's a portion of the problem is just this idea that after a disaster, which happened in Katrina, I mean, it happened hugely in Katrina, and they're still reeling from it. The disaster creates this opening for corporations and capitalists to unmitigatedly jump in and just do whatever they want and buy up whatever they want, cause social services to become privatized because they'll make money off of it, shit like that. And it's happening in a huge scale down there in Puerto Rico. They're trying to make this into some sort of like capitalistic corporate haven for them. We were actually going to go and cover like a Bitcoin conference because Bitcoin dudes are down there trying to just scoop everything. All they can.
Just whatever they can. So,
which it looks like they will. And as far as the Puerto Rican thing goes too, FEMA has extended their aid for another month. We'll see what happens to the Puerto Ricans that have fled to America. Apparently, their choices are to be homeless or to go back to Puerto Rico.
What if you don't have a home? What if you don't have a home?
Well, they obviously don't have homes, which is why they're in America.
What are you supposed to... You're telling me they're just supposed to go back to Puerto Rico? What's wrong with these people?
Go back.
Really? Just fuck you.
Just cool. Your fun is over. Fuck your family.
Go live in a shack. And then there's the people on in the contiguous United States where if a disaster happens and they're fucking beach house that they go to once a year gets destroyed. FEMA will pay you the whole thing. They'll rebuild it 100 times. Doesn't matter. But Puerto Rico, fuck you.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
So insane.
Yeah, so that's our next project. We're hoping to really dive in with the community there and learn a little bit more about it, and hopefully shed some light on the ongoing issues going on there. And
I'd like to spend close to a week there. We are looking
Yeah.
for funding. That's the biggest thing. If we have to fund it ourselves, we will. But I mean, we've been trying to get this pitch out to people. And we need to learn more about that. I mean, I just need to learn more about how to get people to believe that we can do this. And I think it's just having some stuff in the bag, right? I mean,
maybe
we just don't have. We have one video.
I think it's building something to show and to have like capital to fund the next thing, and then you kind of build from there.
Yeah,
so, like,
right.
But
So-
yeah, Puerto Rico, we're definitely going. If you have anyone that knows, that wants to speak, that wants to share their story, if anyone even listens to this.
Yeah, if
we'd
people
love to
listen to
hear from
this and know anything about Puerto Rico or know anything about anybody who's interested in funding Puerto Rico, let's talk, because
you. We will talk.
we want to go on in for cheap. It's not expensive.
It's not.
It will be, but it's not yet.
Yeah.
So, cool. Now, good segue to Fuji Corner. I like that name.
Yeah, you do.
No, I actually don't.
What if we're not Fuji the whole time? You know.
If we switch, we'll be honest about it. I'm not gonna. Fuji's not paying us any money. If they do,
That's true.
That'd be cool. But I'm not gonna like just be Fuji for the
now,
sake of it.
we are the Fuji Corner.
If something comes out that's better than Fuji, let's talk about it.
Okay.
But, I mean, maybe it's the, J-Roll, maybe we should just both get Sony A7s. What do you think? Oh man, did it die?
No, it didn't. I just.
Such an asshole.
It was just silence to the Sony propaganda.
I thought it killed it. I thought you killed it.
I know, that's good. Yeah, I won't switch to Sony. If something does come out that's better, then yeah. But for now, Fuji has been good to me. I've been shooting it for a whole year and X amount of months. It has its quirks.
Let's preface it. What do you like about Fuji in general?
Okay, Fuji in general. Well, obviously we'll go with size. Everyone knows the size is great. Okay, small form factor. I know Sony is also mirrorless, and everyone talks about size, but nobody talks about lens size.
Those lenses are fucking.
They're just as big
and
as any regular.
expensive.
Expensive and huge, just like any other DSLR, lens. The Fuji system actually has lenses that are similar to old film lenses, small, compact, really tiny, and they're cheap for what you get. I mean, for what you get, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, hold on. I got two. I mean, I got the 35 here. Well, I got to focus on it. I got the 35 here, right? And that's a great lens. I got this for what? I get this for $300. $300. And then I got. Hold on. Where's the 24? I don't know where the 24 went. I got the 23 as well, and that shit was like $350. So I mean, you can't beat that. And this is an f2 lens. It's sharp as shit.
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
I don't know.
And on top of, and then if you want to talk about lenses, they don't have you can adapt any motherfucking lens in the world on these mirrorless cameras.
And and to be fair, Sony had the same thing. I mean, I did that. I used to shoot Sony, and you could put. I used to use old vintage Canon lenses, and they were great. But Sony's got its own problems,
That's just extra. Again, lenses are cheap. They're great. The Fuji lineup is pretty much full. I think the end of the year they're doing an 8-16, which is like the last wide angle zoom that everyone's clamoring for. Other than that, they're just gonna probably be.
What's the aperture on that gonna be?
I don't know, 2.8.
Cool.
Probably.
8-16 would be tight. 8-16 would be tight.
Wait, let me do one more thing. The biggest love about the Fuji system is the image quality. I have almost completely stepped away from RAW processing. Let's be honest. I rarely ever process RAWs at all anymore.
Go ahead, and they're gonna judge you, dude. People are going to judge you.
Judge me all you want. My clients don't care. Nobody has said a damn thing about, hey, did you edit these photos? No, nobody gives a shit. It looks good directly out of the camera. You can't beat that. Can't.
And you got to know what you're doing to do that. I think a lot of people rely on raw processing because then they don't have to nail the exposure.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about shadows. You can just pull them out. Just pull those shadows out.
Nailing the exposure is insanely easy because the EVF is showing you exactly.
People are so stupid, man. People are so dumb.
I guess they don't get it.
They don't get it. I will say it's the colors. I agree. So the reason I got the XH1, and that's what we shot everything. We shot Serve to Unite on that, and we shot Little Haiti on that with the XT2, and it's the Eterna profile is insane. And I'm gonna say this is the thing I've been telling J-Roll so many times. If I want to color correct footage, I'm gonna get a camera that can shoot RAW. And I'm going to either rent it or buy it. I have a Red as well. I'll shoot with that. If I'm shooting run and gun and on DSLR, I want it to look good out of the camera. And the Eterna profile looks better than any profile right now. Sony Cine profiles do not look good like this. They have the teal cast, they have the yellow cast, and I can't stand it. So
you're not the only person that says that, by the way. So I've heard it from multiple people.
It's all over the internet. Look it up. Look up. Anybody who's not just blind and just loves Sony for no reason knows that they have to deal with, in the video footage and S-Log footage in particular, you have to deal with the yellow and the teal, and you have to take it out, and you have to fix the skin tones because they always have that yellow-teal look to them.
Fixing skin tones. Listen, guys, if you want to fix skin tones all day...
All day? Is that what you want to do?
For every different shot you have, go for it.
Even if I don't nail the white balance on Fuji, the skin tones always look great, no matter what.
I don't know what Fuji is doing. I don't know if it's the processor. I don't know if it's the film simulations, but it's so true. And
it's that science, man. It's that color.
It's so hard to explain what it is unless you're actually shooting it and seeing it on a daily basis. But the colors are like, they are on point. To where even I will shoot something that's like shady, which on Canon, I used to love shade. Now if I'm in the shade, it kind of looks kind of weird because it's too lifelike. It's like... Yeah, it doesn't have the depth that, say, like, you know, something with a little bit of light in it has.
Anyway, it's the colors. It's Eterna. That shit's really good. It looks beautiful, and I don't have to touch it in post, except for a couple exposure, maybe a little bit of white balance. But and it takes that stuff. That's the great thing. Eterna takes those minor adjustments really well. It's still a pretty flat profile. So I don't know. I don't know why you would shoot S-Log. I mean, if you need to color something good. Don't color S-Log footage. It's an MP4. It's so insane.
People just want like you said, I think it is to cover up those mistakes and stuff. And I mean, that's why people shoot RAW, right? It's like if I fuck up the exposure, I can bring it back.
Just post it up, right.
Just put it in post.
I don't know. I don't get it. I think I like to shoot and look at what I'm shooting. Let me just say the other thing I love about the SH1 is I can. It's got that EVF, but the EVF is like poked out a little bit. It's perfect. It sits right on your face. You got those 3 points of connection when you want to like, or it's sunny out. If it's sunny out, you can hold it up against your eye and you can see everything, and keep it really stable. It's got the IBIS, which is awesome. I have these Zeiss primes that I use. Let me see if I can pull one out here.
These are some amazing lenses, my friend.
Yeah, I've got these Zeisses here, and these are... Let me focus on it here. These are great. I'm shooting this on the 25, but here's the 50. I got a little gear on there. They're a little heavy, but they look really good.
They may be heavy, but if you think about what a regular rig is compared to the H1 rig we were using, it's not even close.
Dude, yeah, and that rig worked well. That was the first time I used that. I need to get a strap for it. I have to. I can.
To be able to carry it.
I think I can use the. I have the Peak Design strap. I think I just got to get a couple of things on there, and I can just use.
What if you just put the red? What if you just string the strings through the cage holes?
Yeah, I mean maybe I could just do that. Yeah, that would be great.
because you could at least trust that. I swing my camera like this all the time now with those rings. So
No, yeah, for sure. And like I feel like I trust those for sure. I would use them anyway because it is the Peak Design strap. So maybe I can just maybe I could just loop them around a couple of the small rig holes and use it like that. Because I need to be able to sling it. I have to be able to drop it so I can get a lens and then swap the lens and.
Yeah, I think as far as our rig now, we're all Fuji. I have a bunch of lenses. I think moving forward, we will be doing like individual reviews of different pieces of gear and talking more about camera gear in general. We are Fuji fanboys at the moment, but again, we're not biased. Like if something does come out that's better, then I'm more than happy to switch. But Fuji is releasing a medium format rangefinder at the end of the year, and I highly doubt any other photography camera can even compare to something like that.
And I just think both of us we're not like brand specific. Like we don't like have a thing for brands. It's just that Fuji is just killing it.
They really are
with the colors, and
it's kind of fun to be the underdog too.
Yeah. What are you typing over there?
I'm not typing A. I'm playing with my lens. I'm putting the.
But I can hear it. I
keep clicking the lens cap in there.
Yeah, but the audio.
Oh no. Did you hear that?
I hear it all. It's so loud.
No.
It's the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. Guys, we're noobs at this. So at podcasting. So this is rife with technical problems. So we'll have to get better at it. If you got any tips?
Please. Okay. Any final words, final thoughts on what?
I think this is good for our first podcast. I think we'll try to be more laser focused on things next time. We just wanted to talk about the Tijuana trip, and if we have updates, we'll let you know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out what we want to do our second one on. Maybe it's a Serve to Unite behind the scenes.
I like that. We could talk about the gear again and
right.
Logistics. But yeah, so this is the beginning of what we are going to be calling the Pawn Collective.
Pawn Collective, yeah, that's right. PAWN.
It's going to consist of J-Roll San Jose and
Michael Fernandez,
and moving forward, it's going to be just kind of an open conversation about social justice, humanitarian, political issues, and camera gear, because we're journalists. So
yeah, basically covering these issues nobody really cares about, why covering them is important, and it's like the thing of our time. I mean, everyone's woke these days, as they say.
Yep.
But not everybody is covering all of the stuff, and we're gonna find those little stories in the cracks that still matter, that are part of the bigger picture, and hopefully that works out for us. We'll see. I don't know.
We're not sure, but
we have no idea, but we're gonna do it. But feel free to give us any tips, give us any comments. I would say subscribe, but this might be the only video. Maybe this is the only video we ever do.
And we don't even have a YouTube page up, so
yeah. Well, we're gonna, and this is up, right? I mean, where's this going? But yeah, it's like if you have any tips or anything, and if you want to just troll us and make fun of the way we look, feel free to post that below too. I mean, that's totally fine. Yeah, you can talk about how dumb we are. Yeah, that's totally cool. Or how much you love corporations and Donald Trump. That you could talk about that too. And hate immigrants. If you hate immigrants, we'll respond. Tell us all of your thoughts.
We'll talk.
We'll respond.
We're open to speaking with you.
Yeah, we got it.
We're open to meeting with you if you want to.
Oh yeah, let's meet up. They'll probably kill us. They'll murder us.
Okay.
They're insane people. All right, cool. Peace out, everybody. You the best.